Welcome to the Leverage Show. This is Brett Ingram, and we are on a roll. So I'm actually doing these back to back. We're talking a lot about how to grow and build your business. And the fact is, this is so exciting. I just want to keep on rolling because it's so important that you grasp this and that you really take advantage of this stuff. Because if you do, you are going to be able to build your business to whatever level that you want it to be. And so, the issue becomes if you've identified that you're sort of too much in your business and you're not at a point where you would invest in your own business, you certainly aren't going to get anybody else to invest in it. And, the problem with that is, again, you're irreplaceable. So we've got to get to a point where, your business becomes investable, where it's growing and you know exactly where things are headed. And so, look, I recognize the need to manage your business, and you're going to have to do all the managerial type things and make sure that stuff gets done anyway, because that's going to happen in any and every business. It's unavoidable. There's work that needs to be done. But here is how you start taking those steps toward, building your business to one that you would invest in, one that is growing, and one that is maximizing its potential. So the first thing that you need to do is really identify what your competitive advantage is. What do you do? What does your company do that's better than everybody else? Because that is an absolutely critical point. If you don't know what it is that you do better than everybody else, chances are there isn't anything that you do better than anybody else. And that's a problem. You've got to find something that you do that you're better at than other people, whether it's evaluation of talent for new, staff members, whether it's product development, whether it's copywriting, whether it's advertising, whether it's, trade shows. It doesn't matter what it is. Manufacturing. There has to be something that you do better than everybody else in your industry or in your competitive space, because that is going to be the thing that you're going to use as the core to build your business around. And again, that is a key component to having an investable business. So whether you're the best at closing clients or writing proposals or designing products or public relations, whatever it is, you personally want to find ways to be doing more of that, and you want to start finding ways to be doing less of everything else. And so if you need to outsource, you can outsource. If you need to hire people, you can hire people. If you have people, then you need to delegate. But the fact of the matter is, your time is worth so much as the owner and, manager of the business, that you have to be maximizing your potential. If what you do best, you're spending an hour a day on, and you're spending 9 hours a day on all this other stuff, the problem is you're not building on that competitive advantage well enough. You're not utilizing your most important asset, which is you, to its full capacity. It's like running a machine that manufactures widgets that you sell and putting it at 10% capacity. You're just leaving a ton of money on the table. There's demand for the product, but you can't meet the supply. So you've got to find ways, and it can be painful at first, but the key is to do it gradually. Don't wake up tomorrow with an epiphany and try to give away every other thing that isn't essential. One by one, start to give away things and make sure that whoever you're giving it to understands what they need to be doing. If you need to create a process for each of these things, so there's a consistent way it gets done every time, that's fine. But you need to start offloading these things so you can focus more and more on your core competency and what it is that you do best, because that is going to be a critical factor in growing your business. In my own business, I actually still do more than I should. So this is a difficult temptation to overcome. But the idea that you can do everything better than anybody else, even if it's true, you're better off to have somebody else do it, pay them a little bit to do it, and get it at 90% of what you could do, than spend all of your day doing it at 100%, while all the strategic decisions are being left unmade because you're not there to do it. You're going to miss opportunities. You're going to lose out on chances and things that you could have done to capitalize and really build your business because of the fact that you're not present to be able to do that stuff. So your mind has to be decluttered and able to work on that. Now, the second thing is, when you are getting stuff done, and this sort of dovetails into that first point, always be asking yourself, is there a better, is there a faster, is there a cheaper way to do this? Okay, a lot of times people just aren't aware of what the other options are. You know, I used to do in my own business customer support, and I used to do it myself because I had hired a couple people and they weren't very good at it. And, you know, I have an online business, so we get a lot of support questions. But what I found was I'd have all these plans for what I was going to do for the week. I'm going to, you know, start my next product in development. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I had all these people waiting on me for inputs. They needed this information here and he needed that. But I would get stuck doing the support, and I would tell myself, I would lie to myself. I'd tell myself, well, this will just take me an hour. I'll be done with this in an hour, 2 hours tops, and then I'm done. Then I can work on what I want to do. What ends up happening is I get an hour and a half into it, and then I get a call from school. One of my kids is sick, so I got to go pick him up. Then I get back home, I do a couple more hours, and then, you know, something else happened. So the whole day goes by, and not only have I not done anything else, I haven't even completed the support. So then I'm either up late at night working on that, or the next day I'm working on it. It spills into the next day. Now I've got another batch of initiatives, plus the tasks from yesterday, and I'm still working on the support. And it just snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. And what you find is what I call calendar creep. Okay, in business, time is money. And it doesn't matter what business you're in, time is money. And, you know, maybe more appropriately, loss of time is loss of money. The longer it takes you to get things done, the less money that you're going to make. In the digital world where I live, you know, I can launch products. And if it takes me 3 months or 6 months to launch another product, it doesn't necessarily make me any more than it would have if it takes me 1 month. So I'm definitely losing out in that regard. But even still, there's all the opportunity costs. There's all the other things that you could have been doing. So time is money. And you can't let the calendar creep away from you. You can't have things that you wanted to have done by the end of this week spilling into the end of next week and the week after. If you're in that sort of situation, you need to make changes, and you need to do them right away, because that will ultimately kill your business. You're going to slow things down. It's a huge bottleneck. I'm going to get a t-shirt made that says, I am the bottleneck. And anybody who wants one, I'm going to send it to you, because here's the thing. As a business owner, we want to do so much, but there's only so much that we can do. And we do get to a point where we become the bottleneck. Because we have to have our hands in everything, we're literally slowing everything down. And so it's important not to be the bottleneck, right? So get away from that sort of mentality. Now, if it's not your competitive advantage, these things that you're doing, how can you step back from it and get it done without doing it yourself? That's the question that you need to be asking, and relentlessly asking. Every time something comes up, is this something I could have somebody else do? Could I do it cheaper, better, faster, elsewhere? Always, always, always. And you want to be looking for opportunities to automate and to outsource. Those are two huge ways to save money and save time and to streamline operations. And the tighter ship you run, the less waste, the less expense, the faster and easier you get things done. And so you want to definitely start doing that as quickly as you can. And then a huge recommendation, this is a little bit bigger of a job, but this is a really important recommendation, is make a process for everything that gets done in your business that is a repeated task. So if there's a particular thing that needs to be done, if you're shipping orders, there's an absolute process. Now, your staff may know, yeah, I box it up, I throw the UPS label on there, I put some popcorn and peanuts in there if it's fragile, I put a fragile sticker on there. They may know that. But anybody new isn't going to know that. And some people are going to do it better than others. Instead, you create a process. And what this does when you have processes and you do it little by little, you can even have the people that are currently doing things create the process. It does 100 good things for you. First of all, it allows you to hire new people and bring them into the fold and get them working and up to speed like that, because you have a process for it. They don't need to learn organically by hanging around other people and watching what they do. because you have a process. Second thing is, it helps you identify waste and unnecessary expense, wasted time, wasted money really quickly, because you can see the process and you can make changes to the process and monitor how the results are. Is it better? Is it worse? You know, all of those things allow you to make and run a tighter ship and a better business and a more profitable business with fewer expenses. And so it also makes your business infinitely scalable, because when you have processes for everything, now you're not relying on what's in here from you and your employees. Now you're relying on processes. So literally you can get to a point where you could go to Hawaii for 2 weeks on vacation, you could come back, and your business could have made more money than when you were there, because other people can see how to do everything that needs to be done. Processes are absolutely huge and key for being able to build your business and scale it any way you want, because it takes you out of it. It makes training new people fast and easy, and it makes you scalable. And so that's the way that you want to start taking steps to get to that point where you can grow your business and make your business one that you would invest in, and as importantly, that investors would invest in too. Because at the end of the day, you know, there may be a day where you want to step down and you want to be able to sell this business off. And if everything is within you and your mind, it's going to be really difficult to pitch that to anybody. This way, you could grow your business, you can make it any size you want, you can go in any direction you want, and you can also get other people to take it over for you. So take that stuff to heart, start working on that stuff, and really build a solid, stable, structured business, and you'll be amazed at the results that you get. As always, if you have any questions, comments, please share them with me at leverageshow.com, and until next time, make it happen.